Hi, and welcome to the sixth and final match in the League One UK HADO Premiership December roundup. Our league match consists of 7 phases, as you're seeing on the diagram here. Each phase giving a different set of criteria to the teams for them to work their way through. So we get to see different skill sets, different abilities from each of the teams in each of the games as we play through. If you want to know more about how HADO League works, more in detail about this, please check out our video explaining it all for you. And with that said, let's get into the action. So this is our sixth and final game of the series. This is IDK versus Rockhoppers. So we have IDK here on the red and Rockhoppers on the blue. These two teams are long-time training partners, and Rockhoppers have regularly been the team sort of right on IDK's heels. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on today. Lots of points where Rockhoppers look like they might be about to unseat IDK, but yet to quite take that final step. Well, nice 1-point lead though for Rockhoppers moving in. As you see a lot from IDK's games though, even for his initial leads, they put on such a sprint speed that lasted like 10 seconds that unless you've got it extensively, it doesn't mean too much, especially not at this stage of the game. But coming up on the halfway point, 1-point lead still in place for Rockhoppers. IDK pulled it back. Really nice movement, shifting across the court, aggressive frontline play there from IDK. Now to Rockhoppers pulling back again slightly, to that 1-point lead in it now. And Rockhoppers pulling it back though. Nice fight back from Rockhoppers here. Point ahead. In fact, up in 20 seconds. Fantastic evasion job going there from IDK, trying to limit the point scoring here. But they're actually trying to limit point scoring now rather than push ahead. So into the last 5 seconds, we're looking at that classic sort of IDK sprint. And are Rockhoppers going to hold out? Yes, they are. 1 point apiece. They're just in the dying second of the game, getting us an 8 points to 7. So, first of all, it's not often you see IDK lose a game. And when you do, it's normally one of the restricted games and rules, but that was a freestyle game, so that's a straight freestyle loss for IDK, which is incredibly rare, and I believe the very first time that Rockhoppers have ever managed it in tournament. I know from talking to them, they've done it in training, but obviously training is not the same environment, and people aren't necessarily putting quite the same level of effort in. So that is a fantastic result for Rockhoppers. They've been looking for a long time to get that proof for themselves, I suppose, as well as for everyone else, that they are capable of taking an IDK, and they have just very convincingly done that there. A fantastic first win in the tournament for Rockhoppers against IDK. Obviously, it's only one game out of a series of 7. We don't know how the rest are going to go, but that's an incredibly strong opening there from Rockhoppers. We expect to see IDK come back absolutely all guns blazing. They do not take knockbacks or near defeats lightly, and they will always look to come out at a sprint into the next round to try and really smack the other team back down. You can't let the other team start getting too much confidence. So let's see how they go. Obviously in our 100 seconds prep time at the moment. So going into round 2. Round 2 game is our scale 1 game. So all shots, they still like ping pong ball sized shots. So really nice and small, very accurate. So this round is all about accuracy. How well can you keep that shot on target? When you've got this much smaller shots, stops being able to really get the one-shot kills. They're pretty much impossible with the scale 1 shots. And you've got to chip away at those life markers. Because they're much smaller as well, less movements needed to evade them, so a lot more focused, intelligent dodging going on. What doesn't mean though is that people tend to put those points into charge rate and speed. So we've got a huge number of very fast-moving projectiles flicking around the court, but all very small. So here we go. Get ready to get this game on. So are Rockhoppers capable of putting a second game past IDK, or are IDK going to absolutely look to stamp their authority back into this match? Now these rounds are always lower scoring. Small projectiles is taking away that one-shot hit. one-shot kill option, and also taking away generally the capacity to hit multiple life markers in a single blast. So it just takes that a little bit longer to take your opponents out. 1 point apiece. Rockhoppers pulling ahead by a point again. No, IDK back again. So all nice and even as we hit the halfway mark. I think most teams go just slow chipping away to those life markers. Shield there from Rockhoppers just to buy a little bit of breathing space. Very rarely see anything on shields here, just because there's just so much firepower on this round that shields being put up will just get torn apart. 20 seconds left to play, and it's 3 points apiece. Really nice close game. Hopefully it's been indicative of the whole series, gives some really good action throughout the whole series of 7. IDK pulling a point back there. Except these games are low point score, I know it's difficult to get each point's a struggle. Amazing dodging on the front line there from Parrish, really drawing their attention onto himself. Pulling the shots off his teammates. Again, maintaining that 1 point lead. Really nice play there from IDK. Great open half there from Rockhoppers though. Just in that second half of the match, IDK as ever putting on the gas, and then that distraction technique there from Paris that we see so regularly on the front line, and it just works time after time. And worked again here, obviously. Pulling the shots onto him and allowing IDK to hold on to that 1 point lead to end of time. So getting into our 100-second recovery phase again. Now moving on to the 2v2 freestyle. So this is game 3 on the 2v2 freestyle. It's currently 1 game apiece in this match. So obviously it was a freestyle game at the start where Rockhoppers managed to get the edge. But whether they can do that again here is yet to be seen. Said IDK, the moment that they get pushed or put on the back foot like this, tend to come back absolutely all guns blazing to reassert their dominance in the tournaments. See if that carries on being the case here. So, clearly both teams highly stressed there with their lounging out on the floor. Benefits of youthful energy, not necessarily needing the full 100-second recovery, but you know, the recovery phase has got to be the same for everyone in order to be fair. Nice run space. Here we go. So game on. So it looks like from what they were messing about with there that we're going to be getting a firepower builds from both sides. Yeah, no one's got shields here at all. This is all about speed and charge rate. So lots of fast movement. Early point lead there for IDK. Rockhoppers really need to get some points on the board here to get themselves back in the game. Can't allow IDK to start moving ahead of you on points there. Now, one of the key tactics here, which we've seen in the past, is really effective, is to try and focus your fire. Try and make this a 2v1 game whenever possible. But, Rockhoppers really not managing to get that going at all. Splitting the fire across the court. Being drawn in together as well several times there, which makes them much easier to hit. The closer you get to your teammate, the easier you become to strike, because they've just got to fire towards the combined unit, and they're much more likely to hit something useful for them and negative for you. So it's 6-0, it's 7-0 now. You know, we're down to pride now for Rockhoppers, just needing a point on the board here. 8-0, 9-0, 5 seconds. This IDK reasserting their dominance there without question whatsoever. 9 points to nothing in the third game, taking this match 2 games to 1. Okay, so really good accuracy there. Obviously, IDK dominating the MVP list as we expected after a game like that. Rockhoppers really knocked back on the back foot there. Sort of 5% and 11% accuracy off Rockhoppers. They didn't score it. They didn't actually manage to finish a player off, so that's not surprising. 41 and 18 there from IDK. 41 obviously being the 7 knockouts as well. So great scoring, great movement there from IDK. Really sort of stamping their authority back onto this match. So I said that's 2-1 in the sequence, and we're moving into game 4. Game 4 is the Shields game. This is our 8 points of shield, so across the 3 players, they must have a minimum of 8 points spent on the shield ability. We've seen, unfortunately, during the course of this tournament, there's been a couple of teams that have fallen foul of this one, so you've got to make sure you've got that minimum of 8 points spent. You can spend more if you like, you just can't spend less. And as we move around, if you don't comply with the round criteria, your team will forfeit that game, just giving a free point to the opposition, which is the last thing you want to do in a sequence like this. It's always interesting to see how the teams choose to play these, whether they're looking for solid firing positions, whether they're using the shields as counter shields just to negate each other, or whether they're using them as cross shot blockers to allow them to move around the field, but without having to watch their blind sides all the time. So here we go. Okay, central position there from Rockhoppers. And a lot further up on the pitch there. Generally, you expect to see the shields up towards that centre line. Just it gives the minimal distance then between the shielded shooter and the opposition, and therefore the minimum dodging time for the opposition as well. Early points on the board here for IDK. Strong shield position there. Good counter shield there from Rockhoppers, negating that initial IDK shield. Really great move from both teams here. Rockhoppers just need to focus their fire a little bit more, get those IDK shields faster. They're going to try and capitalise here. Still a couple of IDK shields left in the bag. Rockhoppers need to get some points on the board here. They've got the shielding positions, they're up there, but they're just not managing to get their land those hits on IDK. The IDK are hard enough to hit as it is with their evading skills, and obviously you don't lose your evasion skills when just because you happen to choose shields on your stats. So they've still got that evasion, they've still got that movement, but they've got the shielding as well to tempt pressure off themselves even more. So it's definitely not a disadvantageous round for IDK, that one. So 6 points to 1 in the Shields game. So really strong performance again there from IDK. We're moving forward now into game 5. So after our 100-second recovery here, we'll move into game 5, and game 5 is the 1v1 freestyle. So we're currently 3-1 in this match in favour of IDK. If IDK take this next one, they win the match. And it's down to what points Rockhoppers can keep hold of. Rockhoppers win all the next 3, they take the match. So it's still possible for Rockhoppers here, but they've got a hell of an uphill struggle. And obviously, as we've seen, IDK have seriously stamped their authority on the more recent games here, doing everything they can to hold Rockhoppers out after that shock first game win to Rockhoppers. So looks like we're going to be seeing fairly standard, fast, reasonably large projectiles, probably distance play, lots of sniping. What we see with this sort of build, it's fairly standard for the one-on-ones, but it does mean that basically whoever really gets that first kill in, that first knockout, it's hard for them to lose that dominance after then. But let's see how we go. So 1v1 freestyle. Who's going to fire first? First shot's there from IDK. So Rockhoppers. Single clip there off of IDK's life marker. Rockhoppers still attacked. See on that front line though, being allowed to move much too easily around the pitch at the moment. Slowly chipping away at the IDK life marker there. Which is good to see. Nothing yet landing on Rockhoppers. Rockhoppers taking their first glancing strike. Yeah. The shots really not predicting each other's movements well enough now. And back to even now. 2 life markers apiece left in play. 30 seconds gone. This is likely to go down to first kill. First kill will take the match. It's unlikely of this. Looking at the evasion skills of both players, that if it's going to go to a second point. Oh, one life marker piece, one low, one high. 10 seconds left. Really unlikely that Rockhoppers are going to get this back in now. 5 seconds and a settle. 1 point apiece. Beautiful one. Kill each way there, just in the dying seconds. So 2 points to 1. Game to IDK. So that is match point. That's the match point for IDK as well. So now taking 4 out of the 5 games we've played. Moving into games 6 and 7. So that means at this stage we already, although we don't know the exact final point tallies, we know what the positions are going to be at the end of the Premiership League 1. So in first place it is going to be IDK. Second place it will be Synergy. Third place Rockhoppers, and in fourth place the Boss, which means the Boss will be up for defending their place in League 1. So they'll be facing a relegation match against the winner of the League 2 Premiership teams. We get to see who that's going to be, but they'll be also having to defend themselves against that team to see if they can maintain their place in League 1 or if they're going to be demoted down to League 2. It was double the accuracy there from IDK in that 1v1 round. So it really does come down to that first knockout. Just sets the pace for the whole thing. It doesn't matter where it comes in the first second or the 70th second. It's getting that first knockout in the 1v1 is so important. Okay, moving on now to game 6. So game 6 is the HADO 20. So this means of the combined skills of the players. So obviously each player has 4 skills, all ranked between 1 and 5. The total value of skills across the entire team must be 20 or less. But it cannot be higher than 20. So each player starts off with 1 point in each of their 4 abilities. So that's effectively 12 of your 20 points pre-spent, leaving 8 points to be spent across the team, with a maximum of 6 points on an individual player. Now, part of this round is about dealing with small resources. It's also about trying to second guess what the opposition have done, how they've split the points, who they've given them to. So there's quite a lot of bluff and counter move that comes in here as well. Okay, so it looks like 2 teams have been pretty similar on their options there. One player who's basically just straight out attention seeking and just there to dodge and try and not give away points. One who's there to actually earn the points, and a shielder who's there to disrupt play and try and limit the point scoring opportunities for the other side. As I said, you can tell that these are teams that train against each other on a regular basis, very similar tactics, similar movement, and similar ideas in basically how to spend these stat points. IDK just keeping that edge though, just on the evasion and accuracy. Maintain their position above Rockhoppers thanks to that. So 3 points to nothing at the moment, coming in on 20 seconds remaining. 3 points to 1. You can see that huge dodging effort on the front line there from Paris. Just pulls the attention away from Milo and Kai, allowing them to get those points on the board. Oh, 2 point lead, 2 seconds left. IDK getting aggressive across the board there, moving forward. They're feeling quite confident. And again, another win there for IDK. So that was game 6, taking it to 5 games to 1 on the score point here. And into our final rest period before game 7, which is the 3v3 freestyle. So is this the one, game 1, 3v3 freestyle was the one that Rockhoppers took from IDK. So there's always a chance they may do that again. But this is now going to start coming down to physical fitness. So we see 7 games back to back. Those short rest periods in between, it does start to tell. And it is a lot of evasion, a lot of dodging, a lot of shifting around as we go through these games. See whether Rockhoppers have still got the legs on them to fight back and try and take a second game in this series away from IDK. So this again, I've said this is the freestyle again, so no restrictions on the teams. Take whatever choices you want. Play effectively as you would within the cup games and standard setups. Let's wait for the 100-second clock to finish ticking down now before we move into the 7th and final game of this series. So this is now the final game of League One. We move on from this to the relegation matchup for the boss versus the winner from League 2, but we'll still see who that is going to be. So here we go, final 80 seconds. Can Rockhoppers do it again? Can they get a second upset on IDK? Very similar builds between the two teams. Slightly faster shots from IDK, a little bit more charge speed from Rockhoppers. Charge speed just means you can fire more often. Shot speed means your shots are going faster, so it's a bad balance point between it. Generally against a team like IDK, normally favour shot speed. You've got a greater chance of landing a shot before they've dodged out of the way. But said Rockhoppers know their opponents very well. And they know what they think is going to give them the best edge here. IDK, however, absolutely hammering to Rockhoppers here in that first half. Huge lead starting to develop. I think we're seeing the toll of the previous 6 games on Rockhoppers now. And IDK's pace just not dropping at all here. 9-1. Yeah. IDK we're not happy about losing that first game, and they're making it very, very clear here. Looking to really knock Rockhoppers back. Yeah. As much as IDK have dominated the match overall, taking 6 games to 1, and how hard they've pushed in some of these games to rack up those point scores, can't take away from Rockhoppers. That opening game, though, their very first competitive win against IDK. That means we've now seen Rockhoppers take games from IDK. We've seen Synergy take games from IDK. We've seen RGN Blades take games from IDK. What that means is that it's not that IDK have got a specific team that they're challenging them, or that IDK are slipping there. It's absolutely certainly not. What we're seeing is the ability of the whole competitive field in the UK is stepping up and right on IDK's heels. So, like, share, subscribe, guys. Come back here for more HADO videos. See you soon.